So we're reaching about 3 days until the Wuthering Waves version 2.3 update comes out. Now obviously this is the anniversary version, which has been in a lot of drama and in a lot of news in the community lately for a lot of the stuff that has been going on surrounding it. Now obviously this was mainly to do with the rewards that were coming out, and we're actually seeing the rollout right now of the 30 pools that you can get. So if you guys want to go get that, then I definitely recommend going over to Wuthering Waves right now, and you can actually go and get your limited pool, your weapon pool, and also your standard pool. So again, very, very great. But there's also another event which was very popular in the Wuthering Waves kind of sphere that a lot of people paid attention to for this anniversary version, and well, it's this one. It's the Cube event. It's called Cube, Cubic, and QB, and it's an anniversary combat event available soon. They say this is going out on the version 2.3 update, and it's actually ending on the 11th, which again, there is a big misconception with what is actually going on with this event and how long it will last, because again, it says here that you can get 1,000 asteroid from it, which is great. We can also get premium tuners, a forgery premium supply, modifiers, you know, shell credits and other materials, which is great. And obviously a lot of people are going to be claiming these, but they also mentioned down here that it's actually as a permanent event, which I don't think anybody was really expecting. They also have another article here giving us more info, which we'll go into. They say this event offers 2 types of rewards, limited time rewards and also standard rewards. When the initial period ends, it will continue as a permanent event. The limited rewards will no longer be available when the event becomes a permanent event. However, you can now participate in permanent event to win standard rewards. So all of these rewards that we see up here, like the 1,000 asteroid, aren't going to be a recurring thing. I don't think they're just going to be that one thing for that event whenever it comes out during the anniversary. But it does mean after this event ends on the 11th of I'm not sure when that is, July or June, whenever it is, whenever it ends, it's going to become a permanent event which is going to stay in the game, and you're going to be able to play this, you know, long term. Now, you know, obviously I don't know what rewards we're going to get and what they mean by standard rewards, but hopefully they do actually tell us in this event preview here. But essentially you will be able to get even more stuff. They say the second coming of Solaris's anniversary is approaching, but trouble has struck the cube world. The mysterious demon king Bowser has captured all cubes and challenged the legendary Black Cat warrior. Step into the unknown, face my minions, rescue your lost friends, and face me in a big showdown. Come on now is going to be a blast. Now obviously they say, yeah, this event offers 2 types of rewards. They still don't actually mention the other standard rewards that are going to be here, but again, these are the main rewards we're getting. Obviously the new modifier which has been added, which gives us a guaranteed main stat, which is great. Obviously I would have liked to see a substat one come as well to the game, but maybe that would be something for the future. And obviously the eligibility for this is that you have to reach Yuli level 22. So if you're a new player right now, then I would get to grinding, because again, you're not going to be able to play this event until you reach level 22, which to be honest, I don't think it's too hard. You could probably do it in about a day, less than that, so it shouldn't be too difficult. But again, if you do want to get up to that and play this as it comes out, then I would definitely recommend, you know, leveling up to level 22 before you do it. But again, I don't know how many new players there are for this game still. Now obviously, yeah, I don't know what rewards we're going to be getting for the standard one. As I said, I'm going to guess it's probably going to be for some standard pools, maybe a couple of asteroid, and obviously, yeah, like character level up materials, things like that, like just the kind of usual stuff, which honestly could be pretty good. I don't know how this event is actually going to go, because obviously this is slightly different to the usual events we have. Usually a lot of the events are with the full-on 3D models, but obviously this is slightly different as they've turned them all into cubes, which, you know, is pretty crazy. But, you know, I don't really know how to feel about it, because I don't mind it. I mean, it could be cool, but it just depends how good the gameplay is. I think that's really going to be the driving point home, because obviously I did also see a tweet from Ryuku Sensei talking about this, saying, all right, I'll say it, I don't like the chibi cube event in Wuthering Waves, especially not in favor of having it be a permanent game mode. How do we go from this to this? Wuthering Waves is losing its identity. I don't feel like it. Sorry, I just feel this way, which I do kind of agree with Ryuku there. I don't really enjoy this kind of stuff if it is something that's going to be a recurring thing that happens in the game. I don't mind it being there as a permanent event. I don't mind it there being as one event that's just come out, but if they keep kind of dodging a lot of really cool events just by creating these cute little small things, which is just easier to make, because let's be real, you know, modeling up some cubes and doing this is just easier to make in general. I feel like it would be better if we have more events using the actual in-game 3D models of the characters that we can actually see, and those ones be permanent. But I'm not opposed to having just like one event like this, so it's going to be very important to see what happens in future anniversaries, to see if other events also include similar kind of simplistic designs like this, or if we're actually going to get a full-on event. I feel like this was just a kind of an excuse to make it a little bit easier, but I'm not opposed to it, you know, I'm not opposed to it. I feel like it does look pretty cute. A lot of people were very much looking forward to it, and it seems like there's a whole gimmick that they're trying to go for. I just hope that they don't go fully down that route and keep going with it, because again, it could look pretty bad for Wuthering Waves in the future. And obviously, yeah, as Riku said, you know, there's some people that aren't just very happy with it, and some people that are not in favor of it being a permanent game mode. Now, I don't think it should be a permanent game mode. Again, I haven't actually seen much of the actual, I guess, gameplay of this. I haven't played it, so maybe it is super fun and it is worth playing in a permanent kind of setting. But from what I've seen from the live stream and everything like that, it just doesn't seem very worth it. It doesn't seem like something that I really want to do as a permanent game mode. But hey, maybe there is some people out there that would really like to do that. And again, I do like it as a kind of limited one for the anniversary. I think it's a pretty inventive kind of thing, and I don't think we've seen much like this before. But at the same time, you know, I do feel like maybe a permanent one wasn't exactly the solution. Now, let's just take a look into the replies here. We can see they're saying, glad we're getting a new permanent event, happy anniversary, which I do think a lot of people are just happy the fact that we are getting a permanent event. You know, obviously with the last one, we had similar kind of things like the fishing event, which happened, which was also a permanent event. So it's going to be very similar to that. Obviously, you know, they're not going to be fishing, but, you know, it's going to be similar in sense of, you know, we're going to be able to play it, and it's going to be very hype for like the first couple months, and then after a while people will probably forget about it as, you know, it becomes a permanent event. They say, wow, thousands of asteroids, I'm waiting for 29th, 1,000 asteroids off one event, Kura is cooking, people confused, then uncensored the game. So again, a lot of people, it doesn't seem like they care too much. I'm gonna be honest, it feels like a lot of people don't care about this cube event to the absolute extreme. Everyone's talking about the rewards, everyone's talking about other things, everyone's talking about Zani, everyone's talking about pretty much anything other than this event, which is kind of surprising. I feel like, you know, this is supposed to be one of the main marketed things about the anniversary was this cube event, and everyone is just like not even paying attention to it. They're just like, oh wait, what event? Oh, anyways, I want a free 5-star, I want a free Ferrari, I want a free this, I want a free that. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they can market it to even more people, because I feel like there is a chance that just like looking at the reaction from this and looking at the reactions from some other social media pages and stuff like that, it seems like people just are very disinterested in, you know, what is going on and what could potentially happen. But hey, we'll have to wait and see, because it is some very, very interesting kind of information that we've gotten there. And well, yeah, I think it's going to very heavily depend on a lot of the kind of stuff that goes on in the event itself and how entertaining it is. They say, on the anniversary of the second coming of Solaris, rovers enter the game world to assist Encore with their homework with help from cube companions. Bowser comes out of nowhere and takes control of the game, stealing the huge cake and kidnapping the cube. So again, they give us a little like thing behind it. They say you can bring out 3 resonators into a Bowser's castle and equip each of them with 1 cube. So this is how they pretty much work. It's a combat event where you can kind of include the cubes, which I think is fine. I don't think it's the end of the world. It says the cubes will fight alongside the resonators. When a resonator casts their echo skill, the ability of the corresponding cube will be triggered, which I think is pretty cool, you know. It's just something a little bit different, I guess. But again, I feel like I'm going to get very confused by all of the kind of UI that is going on and everything like that. They say a Bowser's Castle has many levels. Clear them to obtain special cube cookies and first anniversary commemorative coins. When enough levels are cleared, cube companions will be freed. There's a cube upgrade, so you can actually upgrade the cubes themselves as well. They've got like a little skill tree as well. In the depth, you can use them to fight these enemies, which I think might be cool, you know. I don't know. It's just like one of those things. It depends. You know, you're gonna have to kind of feel it out while, you know, you're playing it as to how much you actually really enjoy it. But, you know, it looks alright. It looks decent, but it was one very common misconception. People thought this was going to be only limited. No, this will actually turn into a standard one. So yeah, look forward to that as a new permanent event. And let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think that this should be a permanent event? Do you think that this event looks fun? Or do you think that this event, you know, could do with some improving, or that you didn't really ask for something like this? Again, there is some mixed opinions in the community about this. As I said, Ryuku was saying that he didn't really like it. I don't really know what the other consensus is, because no one's really paying attention to it at all. But hey, we'll have to wait and see. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated if anything happens in the future. But yeah, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also go to GameStop, use my code CASA, get 10% off. There's a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all.